As an organization anchored in the belief that we must maintain law and order, the American Legion annually selects an individual as its Law Enforcement Officer of the Year. Our 2011 Law Enforcement Officer of the Year is an Eagle Scout who joined Raleigh, North Carolina Police Department in 2004. In 2009, he helped prevent a major industrial catastrophe when suggested crystal meth dealers allowed large quantities of ammonia to escape from an external tank owned by a local company. His efforts to develop cost-effective methods for the industrial tank owners to stop future leakages not only increased the physical safety of innocent bystanders, but also prevented an interruption of commerce at nearby Raleigh-Durham Airport and the displacement of thousands of citizens. He is a member of a number of charitable organizations and currently resides in Raleigh with his wife, Jenny. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm round of applause to Raleigh Police Officer Scott C. Womack.
The award reads, "This is to certify that the American Legion has bestowed the title of the National Law Enforcement Officer of the Year to Scott Preston Womack for outstanding service over and above normal duties through community service and professional achievement, thereby exemplifying the meaning of the phrase, America's finest. You've reflected great credit upon yourself, the Raleigh Police Department, and law enforcement officers everywhere." Presented by the American Legion at the 2011 American Legion National Convention in Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Well, good morning, everyone. And first, let me start by saying thanks to Larry Roser and Swift Creek Post 530 for making all of this possible, Department of NC Commander Ben Lee, National Committeeman Jerry Hedrick, and members of the North Carolina delegation. Also, all my co-workers at the City of Raleigh, my wonderful family, and most importantly, everyone who has sacrificed and continues to sacrifice at home and abroad to preserve our freedom. Well, what is true patriotism? Well, true patriotism is not forsaking your duty to your country, regardless of the circumstances you may face. Now, this is clearly displayed on battlefields across the world, as many of y'all have so valiantly experienced, but it's also displayed domestically through the actions of our public safety professionals. Now, in my position, I'm often asked, what do police officers do? Many people say, help people. Some say, put people in jail. And probably the most popular answer would be pull people over and give people tickets. However, I like to refer to that as recommitments to excellence. However, my profession does go much deeper. Oftentimes, it is apprehending that dangerous criminal that poses a safety threat to us all. It can be managing natural disasters such as Hurricane Irene that just recently devastated my home state and many states up and down the East Coast. Or it could be as simple as reuniting a lost child with a parent. Quite simply, we preserve the peace you sacrifice for all citizens to have. And we bear this stewardship proudly because ultimately, we're protecting the families of veterans while they are protecting us abroad. Now, this year's been a tough year for law enforcement. There's been 127 officers killed in the line of duty so far this year. That's up 22% from last year. Now, there are some that wrote that they believe criminals are specifically targeting law enforcement officers for assaults and otherwise. However, I don't think society's to that point. I think we're better than that. Now, as a government agency, we do face budget cuts like any other government agency, which is causing us to have to do more with less. However, we're embracing these challenges by finding creative ways to preserve tranquility. We're using these challenges as inspiration, embracing them as learning opportunities, as well as doing our best to inspire a new generation of young minds to achieve. My profession continually renews its commitment to apprehend threats to liberty, following the examples set before us by our military veterans. We do what we do as a calling, for our citizens, for our freedom, and for the eternal betterment of our nation. Thank you, and may God bless America.